Hello everybody, hope you're having a fantastic day today. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Today I'm going to be talking about the best legendary prefixes on armor and weapons, or at least my opinion of what the best ones are. So yeah, let's get into it here. Okay, so the first effect I'm going to talk about, and we're going to go into weapons first, is anti-armor, and that's just 50% extra armor penetration. And trust me, this adds up. This is probably the most overpowered, it depends on your build too, but this is definitely an overpowered prefix that you want. If you get an anti-armor, it's definitely a good weapon, even if you do not have the best secondary and third prefixes. It'll do a lot of damage, and it is, like I say, one of the most powerful prefixes in the game, and it pretty much beats out Bloodied, I would think. Let me know in the comments what you think, if anti-armor or Bloodied is better. My vote would go for anti-armor now. And as you can see with that behemoth there too, like the Gatling plasma just destroyed it. And I was showing the Gatling gun there as well, the AK as well, the 50 cal here as well too. All just fantastic for taking out mobs. You can't go wrong with anti-armor. Definitely a good pick for this list, I think. Now let's talk about vampire weapons, which restore 2% health over 2 seconds when you hit a target. So basically you're healing as long as you're hitting an enemy. Now, this really benefits from the ricochet perk. And what that is gain 6% chance, or 18% chance, I should say, to deflect back some enemies' ranged damage. Now, what this will do is if you have a vampire's weapon, while the ricochet is going off, you will actually heal yourself as well, as long as you have a vampire's weapon. So it's just another reason why vampires is so overpowered. And it really goes well with Unyielding Armor because you are low health, and this is the type of weapon that will keep you alive. And it's especially good on auto axes and chainsaws as well, because again, it will keep you alive. And paired with Unyielding, it goes great with it too, because your strength is so high, and the more strength you have, the more melee damage you do. So that's why it just pairs with the Unyielding so well, and the important fact is what it does is pretty much just keeps you alive. And that just goes so good with low health. Another great prefix, like we mentioned earlier, is Bloodied. Now, I would give the nod to anti-armor, but Bloodied is extremely powerful too. If you get a Bloodied weapon, it's probably pretty good, even, if you don't have the best secondary and third prefixes there. This is the Foundation's Vengeance. It's not the best Bloodied weapon, but just to show you what it does to regular mobs is pretty good, actually. It would probably even take out a Scorch Beast Queen by yourself. It might take more than a little bit of ammo, but it's definitely still powerful. And like I said, the minigun isn't the most powerful gun, and you can see what it's doing to super mutants here at West Tech, just destroying them. Now, if you get an overpowered weapon like a railway rifle, you can see Bloodied just destroys everything. Here we are with a Fixer, just destroys them. And I don't know how to say it. It's just really powerful. It depends how you want to play too. It's not, I would say anti-armor is maybe better for full health, and Bloodied would be better for low health, obviously. But Bloodied is definitely a great prefix. And another one I want to talk about is Quad. Now, this one is definitely you need to have a good build for it to work. Like if you just run around with a quad fixer, it may not do the most amount of damage, but it's damage over time, and it's basically, in a nutshell, the less reloads the better. And that's what makes quads so good. And you can use canned coffee to stack your AP and Unyielding Armor, so you can just basically keep shooting forever. Quad on a railway is particularly good, just because you can pretty much just VATS critical kill anything, and it's especially good against the Scorch Beast Queen. Even an Ultrasight laser here you can see is doing tons of damage to regular super mutants, and is just a ton of fun to use. I would highly recommend you check out a quad Ultrasight laser rifle or pistol, either way you want to go. That quad effect just really makes it that much more enjoyable. Now let's get into some armor, and I'm only going to be talking about 2 sets of armor. Let me know in the comments if you want to talk about any other ones, but my pick for the best 2, one is Unyielding, which I would think is pretty much obvious, and this gains 3+ to all specials, and that's each piece of armor. And this goes very good with Nerd Rage because you're going to have low health, so you're able to take advantage of the damage resistance and the extra damage, and Radicool, which will give you extra strength, which is really nice with melee builds. And you can see your stats are just crazy with Unyielding. Higher strength for more melee damage, higher endurance, you can get hit more, higher intelligence, you can gain more XP, agility, like never-ending AP, and of course the carry weight with Unyielding Armor that you can get from it is just awesome. And like I was saying earlier too, it is just phenomenal for ranking up. If you're gonna rank up, especially at Westech, if you're just doing it casually, it's a different story. But if you want to put in an honest effort to ranking up your character and doing it fast, then Unyielding Armor is an absolute must. That's what I find the Unyielding Armor for the best to be, unless you're just kind of, like roaming around kind of casually. Unyielding Armor is great, and especially, like I said, for ranking up. It's just a necessity at this point if you want to run Westech. Now, if you're worried about dying a little bit too much, I would suggest Overeaters. And what this does is increase damage reduction the higher your hunger and thirst meters are. And this is paired very well with Perfect Bubblegum, which you can get off the scoreboard and just from doing some challenges. And it just keeps your health and your food and your water levels full for an hour. And it's not like it's hard to keep them full anyway. And as you can see here, I don't even have a full set of Overeaters armor here. I only had 3 pieces on, and you can see like a behemoth and a couple of super mutants couldn't really do too much to me. And here I am at Huntersville here, and a dog is just, biting the heck out of me, and I'm getting shot by super mutants. I did have help from a friend here. Someone came here and tried to save me, I guess. But if you know anything about those mutant hound dogs, a couple of hits with Unyielding Armor, and you're could be dead very easily, especially if you're not using blocker. But you can see my health barely moved with Overeaters. It is extremely overpowered. And yes, those are the 2 armors I would suggest. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that I missed or there's any prefixes that you would like to recommend. Always have some great comments. Definitely check them out. And thank you so much for watching, everybody. Have a great day.